All right. It is time to go. How is everybody doing today? I hope everybody's excited. Got the market exploding here today on CPI data coming in cooler than expected. Came in under the analyst expectation, which has been pretty weird for inflation data recently. If we look at the most recent reading, you can see that jump down from 3% in September down to 2.7% now. Really surprising traders, I believe. You know, a lot of traders had pointed to tariffs possibly helping to push inflation higher a little bit. Not that it would be super high, but at least a little bit. It's been a lot of eyes on different parts of the economy, like the jobs market, but it's interesting. Inflation not jumping up as much as people thought. That's a good sign. Maybe we aren't in stagflation after all. See what happens with the Federal Reserve now on the January, 29th meeting? Let me triple check here. I have it right here. January 28th meeting. Let's refresh this. There's a 73% chance of a pause here. 26% chance of a cut. The good news is it looks like the market's pricing in cuts for March at least. But it would be interesting to see a cut now again. With inflation not being as bad as people thought, that's really setting that up. Let's see what Kalshi says, because Kalshi keeps shifting. Yeah, Kalshi's reading at 71% right now. Looks like it hit around 67.4% earlier today, but the reading has dropped closer towards cutting now, which is good. Markets definitely like that. It's helping fuel that move with the SPY, which is up 1% today, trying to make a full-blown recovery from yesterday's drop-off. So far, so good. Let's see if that Santa rally starts to really pick up or not. And good morning, Xavier. Tangy Man. How we doing, Zach? Love YouTube. Steve. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thirsty Thursday. Yeah, inflation did come in light. Joe Papa, Alexander, forced to work. What a name. Sharpie. Jason. The reason is it came in lower because it didn't include last month. No, that's not why it came in low. I'm assuming if it would have shown last month's would have been like 2.9 or 3% again. Based off the trend. Maybe not though, but you know, you would think that it would probably be another slight move down towards 2.7 again. Let the Santa rally begin. Happy Thursday, Mr. D. Happy Thursday. Raphael, good morning. Yannick, I hope I said that right. APLD. Isidro. APLD up 7.5%, Tangy. Hey, looking good. That's what we like to see. That's some pretty good action right there. Really solid. Tangy Man wants it to be the bottom on APLD specifically. Looking at APLD right here. Not bad, not bad. On the daily, it worries me. That looks like a pretty sharp drop off recently, and that's a pretty quick retest of that low. Oh, I'm worried of a larger one, but so far it's holding support. SPY starting to turn over. Not what I want to see from open here following this good day. Pretty good morning overall. It's not what I want to be looking at now. Bought over 200 shares of APLD over the last 3 days. I see. Well, hey, looking pretty good so far today, at least. Coming back from yesterday, which was pretty rough. Yesterday was pretty brutal, I gotta say. But the overall market fell too. SPY all the way back down to 677.25 now, posting even more red. Even more red coming in. A bit rough to see on that side of things. If you're just now joining up, destroy that like button. We're gonna do a poll. What the? That was weird. It just did a poll with nothing. All right, let's try that one more time. Start a poll. Okay. Micron. Following their earnings. Yeah, their earnings went well last night. I remember that. That was good to see. MU call just made you bank. Hey, there you go. Glad to hear that. Great move by MU, though. Looking at my watch list today, a lot of stocks up in the green. Whoa, why is DJT, Trump Media and Technology, up so much? Whoa. DJT's leading my watch list here. Merger agreement with TAE Technologies. Okay. $6 billion all-stock deal. Outlaw says resistance at 678.50. I have it more of at 678, but since this morning it just rejected at 678.50, I think I would call it there. I really had it closer to 678, at least if you're going in the traditional sense of lining it up. Trump's getting in the energy game. Is that what that is? Oh, it's a premier fusion power company. Okay. Wow. What an interesting one for Trump to get into, really. Losing better. If you think like that, losing better, you're going to be a losing better forever. I would try to adjust that mindset there. What if it didn't pop up today? Then you'd be really fucked. TLRY, let's go. Let's see TLRY. Oh, wow, Tilray. Now that's a big move. Man, Tilray, 18% again. CGC. Let's see when that announcement is supposed to come out today for the or when the executive order is going to be signed, I'll say. Let's see. 1:30 p.m. Eastern is what I'm seeing here. 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, that's totally fine, losing better. But you can't just bag hold if you're down into the next day, especially into a risky day. I mean, there's no out arguing that. Because if you woke up and it didn't go your way, it would be down way more than 35 points, so, or 30 or whatever. Which would have been double as bad. I don't know the whole story there, but you don't want to think that way generally. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? Traders will drive themselves mad thinking like that. CGC up 22% though. Holy shit. Wow, this is a good move. Sheesh. Didn't even believe I'm saying that with CGC again. It's like 2018 all over again. Me and my grandpa caught that CGC run up from 2018. That was a fun one. There was a lot of volatility around that time too. Dipped down, flew back. Tangi was here earlier. A professor in Fusion was murdered 2 days ago, Tangi said. Wow. Yeah, Tangi's here today. I was like, what are you talking about? He was saying that, though, yesterday, Tangi. It was funny. Past few days. It has been exciting to see these stocks starting to pump. Very exciting. SMR calls are basically 90% discounts right now. Had a good win off your call earlier this month. Might buy some more for mid 26. Let's go see it. Just be a little careful. It's starting to break down on this trend, which isn't the best sign. Not the best sign. Whoa, Tangi Man said their Q1 orders already exceeded 2 million. Flowing real estate buying money. Sounds good, Tangi. Sounds like a positive. Yeah, that's awesome, though. Say, that is great. Brain said, if you'd like some real estate in Europe, let me know. Man, SPY is really rejected here, guys. After that nice pre-market move, only had 2 nice candles that open here today, and then clearly a rejection back. Not my favorite move to see, really. Not the best there. Pulling back, I guess, for all the put players, but I don't know who wanted to play those after that good morning that we had. But granted, you know, sometimes if you get a little overextension like that, you can see pullback, but not as bullish as I would have thought today, especially with the prospect of Santa rally coming back in, which is a pretty big deal, but we're going to buy just outside the Bay Area wealth band. Historically, this expands a mile or 2 every year. Once you're inside the band, your property tends to 10x in value. Whoa. I don't know about 10x, but damn, that sounds pretty awesome. Music's got you feeling like you're playing Mortal Kombat. That's pretty funny. We like Mortal Kombat around here. At least I am anyways, right? We like Tetris as well. Oh, yeah. I love playing Tetris, too. Although, the one on Thinkorswim's pretty fun. I've been getting good at it, though. I'd probably make you guys happy today. I'd probably do pretty good. We'll lay off for today, though. Maybe tomorrow we'll check out some Tetris. Minesweeper's alright. I don't love that one. Man, QQQ, new low from open. Same with SPY. We just got a clear extension down here. SPY starting to still pull back here intraday. Watch 675.50, 676. This is a pretty big area of support now. Especially 675.50. I really like that zone. Pretty much right where I have the line marked is what I like, but got pretty close to there, within about 20 cents. Interesting price action from open, though. I'm sure you guys have not loved that pullback there. Don't forget, tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time and at midnight, somewhere between there, we're probably going to get to see what the Bank of Japan is going to be doing. Are they going to raise rates or not? They're set to raise them to the highest in 30 years. That is an insane stat to say. All right, here we go. All right, 3 ways to vote in the poll today. Is the cool inflation data today going to kickstart the Santa rally, or will markets still be weak? That's the big question. Will markets be weak, or will this kick off the Santa rally? That's the million-dollar question. Today was such a good day with the data that released. We can see the year-over-year rate came in at 2.7%. If we go look at the core rate, it came in at 2.6%. You can see the bigger drop off there from 3% down to 2.6. Pretty good to see that. Just seeing it steadily drop off, so great sign, great news there for the market. I do gotta say they've gotten pretty cool. I enjoy a lot of them, but mainly the supercars, though. I feel like the normal cars are just Sorry about that. Had to just down some Gatorade there. Yeah, that's campy. How about we just go back to the 80s where we had those like weird dashboards with I don't even know. Those things used to look crazy, like they were trying to copy Knight Rider or something. Yeah, exactly. My dad's 87 Mustang that I inherited, that thing has like those green LEDs. It's pretty sick. It's pretty fun. Too big and heavy with numb steering. Man, SPY's making a comeback here. All right, here we go. SPY coming back alive. Let's see if that Santa rally gets going or not. 29 votes today. That's pretty good already. Get those votes in. It's a big vote on the Santa rally. I want to see a ton of votes on this one. Maybe we can hit 100 votes even. That would make me extremely happy. I'll have to really beg for a long time to get 100, but maybe we'll make it happen today. I always hear that about the steering, Coconut, for sure. BMW still makes nimble cars, but it's all computer assisted. If you're not into that. What kind do you got, Swim? I know all about those. I'm actually in this group in St. Louis called the St. Louis Bimmer Group. Oh, it's an M6. Wow. You don't always hear M6 all the time. Yeah, those are nice. Very pretty. Very pretty, very fast as well. Haha, Tangy misses it. That's funny. All right. Man, I love this recovery starting to still play out. Let's look at the Mag 7. Find out which stocks here are really pushing the market up. Man, Meta's really pumping up here. 2.2%. That is a good ripper by Meta. That is a great one, Meta. Wow. Oh, the BMW Supra. Those are nice. Amazon 2.5% to the upside as well. Microsoft applying a lot of pressure overall. The past 4 minutes, Microsoft slowed up, but has been very, very nice this morning. For AMD, can you see a lower high at 206 and then maybe a continuation to the downside? Lower high at 206 and then continuation on Advanced Money Destroyer. Man, with how good the market's starting to rip, I'm not necessarily looking for that with AMD here. Because AMD also has a higher low going on as well when you zoom out a bit more. I would think that it could break this shorter term downtrend. Yeah, I'm leaning more back up here on Advanced Money Destroyer. All right, SPY. Testing the high of the morning. Let's get through. Let's get through. Good day in the market, though. Gotta say, like to see SPY holding up above 1%. That's a good sign here into the Santa rally. We are historically at a really bullish time of the year. Very bullish time. Let's see if I can find some better data here. Looking at some news here. Here we go. I've been scrolling for this for like 2 minutes. Trying to find the December data here. You know, we can see right around the 16th, 17th, 18th part of the month, we start to see it uptrend a lot more. All right. Hope you guys memorized that data now, because now I'm going to quiz you on it. No, I'm kidding. It is pretty good data, though. You got to say. Demir says, can you explain lower highs and higher lows to us? Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, you know, there's a few things that go on whenever you're looking at which way the market's trending, right? So if you see like a good trend, what you see is you have these peaks, right? So like right here is going to be a peak. Right here is going to be a peak. Peak. So what this does is if you get peaks that fail to break past the next peak, then you're in a trend of lower highs. Now, same thing goes to the other side. You know, if you see it ripping up, then you're in a trend of higher lows and you're failing to break back below each of those peaks. Now, there's a few ways you can look at these higher lows and lower highs. In general, I like to really make sure that, you know, we do see that peak break. So like recently, the most recent peak is like right around 681.50, 682. You know, if we see the SPY start to really like come up and really push past that resistance, that would be exactly where, you know, there could be a possible confirmation to the upside, you know, for a possible all-time high move or stand to rally or something like that to come into play as that downtrend starts to break. There's another way where you can just simply draw it out. Now, these ones, they don't always line up perfectly, right? That's where things can get a bit tricky sometimes, but you know, you can tell like right now, like generally the SPY is pretty close to the trend. You know, if we do start to see it rip past 679, 680 at this support, or sorry, resistance, then, you know, you could maybe start to have confirmation back up before 682 breaks, which was that recent peak, because the downtrend is officially breaking. But I like to make sure that that trend of higher lows or lower highs generally breaks, but a lot of people like to just play the trend line break as well, where, you know, you could enter like right here as soon as it breaks, instead of waiting for this to break where the X's are. But that's essentially what a higher low or lower high like trend is. And it can help give you some confirmation that the market's actually shifting direction back to the upside. You know, but doesn't mean that like every time that, like, let's say the SPY comes up, tests 682 and then finally breaks, does that always mean that SPY is going to continue? Definitely not. You know, there can always be something that happens or something like that causes a pullback. And that's where, like, you know, looking at it over the longer term, like, you know, hundreds of trades would be the better way to go rather than like one or two trades in the short term. But good question, Demir. I'm sure that helped a lot of people. Yeah, essentially that is a break of structure, Grant. I mean, you know, some people like to word things a bit differently. You know, if you're saying right now the market structure is overall bearish, we're seeing this trend of, you know, lower highs happen. Once we do see that recovery and breakout back up, that is that downside structure starting to break. So, or that bearish structure starting to break as well. So another good way to say it. Yeah. Yep. Good question though. Thoughts on Mini Coopers? I would never have one, but they're not bad. They're pretty nice. Pretty cool. I don't mind them. Yeah, I've seen some pretty fast ones as well. Man, SPY is right on that trend, though. If you go to, like, the 5-minute chart, look at how spot on it is onto that trend. That is pretty crazy. Rejecting right on it. All right, time to go back to CGC because SPY's rejecting here intraday, not breaking through, unfortunately. Check on Tilray and CGC really quick here. The Abrath 500. Turbo GSXR. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that they were that nice or that cool. What do you think about buying some MU puts? Oh, wow, MU. It's bouncing right around 249 to 250. I'd be a little careful. That's a pretty large support there. 249 to 250. The market's like trying to hold up too, so well, I guess it's not at the moment. But it had just touched that high a day a few minutes ago. MU puts. And if 250 and 249 do start to break down, I do think it's plausible. But that is a big area of support here. It looks pretty rough. I don't know if the downtrend is sticking in play. Maybe don't go against it. I'm not saying to buy calls, but yeah, I'm not sure I'd want to go against that downtrend. Maybe stick with your gut there. If you had to choose one stock to put all your money into for the next 10 years, Johnny says, what would it be? Oh, what a question, Johnny. I'm gonna go with GameStop. No, I'm kidding. Kidding. Probably go with like VOO. Stick it nice and safe. Maybe VGT. I'd probably stick with some of these. Obviously, if you want to go all in one thing for 10 years, you don't want to get too risky with it. So this is probably what I'd stick with. Corner says ketchup, KHC. Oh yeah, you know it. That's gonna totally outperform technology. All day. Game over. This is an interesting big money trade on Kraft Heinz recently, though. $1 million trade. Very interesting to me. Can you get rich on one health company? Haha. Who said cake? Xavier said to do cake? The Cheesecake Factory? That's funny. What about MNST, Monster Energy? This has been one of the best performers in the S&P over the past 20 years. I don't remember the exact stat, but it was pretty solid. Let's see which health company. Pick UNH, United Health. That's the one. Let's see Pfizer. Pfizer's been down a lot recently. I'm sure a lot of people have been looking to buy up the dips actually with Pfizer. I know a lot of you haven't because a lot of people hate these healthcare stocks, but you know, there are buyers in these as well. Even if you do hate them. CNC. Oh, that's a good one too. CNC's been crushed recently. Oh yeah, trying to see them pop back a little bit. Still looking at some of these plays, man. It's been coming back very well. Staircasing up, and it looks like it's dipped again recently, so coming up off another staircase like that. Yeah, it was 58 million, but a lot of that play exited. I think there's only like 11 million left or something like that, I believe. Either way, it's interesting, right? Get you thinking, what the hell is the big money thinking here? Lulu's up $13. Not bad. I won't touch it. Lululemon, little gap. Look at them starting to gap up. They're coming up off that recent low. I mean, Lulu had been really destroyed there for a little while. It really is crazy. I know who would do that, right? Must be some type of crazy fund or something. People have done well on Berkshires. Let's look at Berk B. Berk A. I know people like looking at Berk A because it's like 754,000. Pretty funny. All right, guys, vote up in that poll. 68 votes. That's quite a bit. Looks like Bring On the Santa rally is destroying the vote, though. Destroying it. Looking at that 5-minute chart, SPY is trying to come back again. Little intraday move. Little higher low trend up here intraday. See if that continues to hold or not. Wow. What a morning. You click Santa Rally out of hope. That's a good, like, couple candles here with SPY. Not seeing anything hit the news yet, but that's awesome. All right, guys, give me one moment. We're going to have a quick intermission. Going to run to the kitchen. Check on the daughter real quick. When I come back, SPY better be breaking out. And there better be 300 votes in the poll. All right, 1 second. All right, all right, all right. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, wow, the music stopped too. What a bad time. That was bad timing for the music to stop. How dare them? All right, sorry about that. I had an inspiration at Super Target. They can't make the store like a mini shopping mall experience. They can. Man, SPY did run out though. Up above the trend, 678.50 broke out. There we go, SPY. That's exactly what we want to see. That is beautiful price action. Wow, good 1% move on SPY though. Love it. Love that. That's a great run. Look at that jump by SPY up to 679.50, 680. Wow, you guys loving that breakout or what? Yeah, let's let's go Santa. That's right. That DJT and TAE merger still out of left field. DJT of 35%, holding well above their high of the, or well, at their high of the day. Very close to it. Got CGC holding up 19%, which is pretty good too. Not bad by CGC. Is Bartolo Colon still playing, or is he Mall Santa now? Mall Santa, Bartolo Colon, that's hilarious. Good jump by Tesla. 485, there we go, 3.7%. That's what we want to see. He probably is still playing in the Mexico League. QQQ ripping 1.86. That's what we like. Love that. You had 7 678 calls expiring Friday. You sold yesterday for an L. If you held those, goddamn, would have paid big. Probably would have lost big if not for CPI. Yeah, it's hard to make those calls, you know, especially into these big events. Got lucky with CPI doing well this time, but yeah, you're right. What if it went bad? Could have been brutal. VOO has outperformed SCHG this year. Hey, there we go. Large cap growth. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. S&P's done very well actually the last few years, so makes sense to maybe see that. One second, guys. All right, Spy. Keep it going. Man, these candles are getting crazy. I almost said these effing candles. That's how good they're becoming here. It's getting better and better. $680.50. Love to see that going through. Not a fair race. Yeah, I know. I say him sometimes, but for some reason I stopped myself that time. Go get some sleep, Tangy. I hope to see you tomorrow morning. Maybe we'll still see that weed stocks popping off. CGC. Guys, CGC is actually in an insane setup today. Almost wedging here. Very interesting with CGC. You wanted to re-enter on UPS so bad, but that damn thing refuses to see pullbacks. I know, right? UPS has been pretty nice. Yeah, another breakout today. Love it. Just be nice and safe with it there. Yeah, UPS doing really, really well here. Starting to do really well on those options grabbed a while ago. Of course, if we see a meaningful pullback or something like that, I'll probably implement like a mental trailing stop on it. But doing very, very well. Patter says bag holding. If you're talking about UPS, I mean, you're obviously not having the right mindset, but I don't think it's called bag holding when you're just riding the trend up. TSLA, nice action today, 3.8%. 485. Good intraday move back, 470 breakout. I like it, Elite. You know, you had a good mindset there, Elite. You know, you said you could have held them, but you sold them for a loss yesterday. Obviously, they would have came back today, but I'm glad that you understood, though. You know, you're like, hey, it probably would have lost if not for CPI. And exactly, CPI is like guessing on earnings, right? Yeah, I don't know what you mean losing better. You just randomly said bag holding, huh? And I don't know what you mean by that. It's totally random, man. No idea what stock you're referring to or anything. TSLA coming back. Love it. 3.7. I know you guys love Tesla in the short term, though. It's been awesome. Coming back towards that all-time high. It's pretty crazy to say that yesterday morning Tesla posted an all-time high. It's one of the crazier things that we've seen. Steve needs SPY at 685. Whoa. That would be a pretty big jump from here for the next couple days, but let's see, 685. That'd probably be more attainable tomorrow, but looks awesome, Steve. I could see SPY. It's really tempting. By the way, sorry, Better. I'm like legit confused. I have no idea what you're talking about. What do you think about this guy TJR selling a bullshit course? I have no idea, Johnny. I don't even know who that is. Now I do. Now I found it. Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting there. He's funny AF. Yeah, too much for today, Steve, but man, tomorrow maybe. Maybe tomorrow. It might get a little close today, like 682 or something. If we did hit 685, though, I think I'm going to jump up and down with joy or faint, honestly. Yeah, I've never seen that guy before, Johnny, but it seems like he's pretty popular. I don't pay attention to a lot of that, but... INTU's been doing nice this month, Squidward says. I don't know who that is either. INTU 2.2%. All right, daily chart. Wow, INTU seems like it's really trying to come up off this low into it, or turbo tax as they like to say. Oh, that's the Rich Dad, Poor Dad guy. Really? Hang on, I have that book right here. Oh, hell. Yeah, it is. That's funny. I didn't remember the guy's name, but... I literally had that right next to me. Yeah, I do, Jake. Yeah, that's hilarious. My dad even liked that book. I was surprised my dad liked it, though. All right, TurboTax, you're getting off of here. Even though it looks pretty good on the daily. Got to get back to SPY here. Holding over 679 to 680. This is a big zone for SPY to be at. It would be very bullish to really hold this into tomorrow. If we could somehow close above here today and have that good move into tomorrow, it'd be awesome. Hector from Holes? Oh my gosh. That was such a weird movie. handbook. SPY holding 482. Or sorry, Tesla. As long as it holds above that support now, that would be a nice sign here for today. Continue the staircase up. How's Palantir on the comeback move? Huge intraday move by Palantir, up 5%. Wow, that was a good intraday jump though. Off of 182 all the way up to 187 here within like 7 minutes. It was like 7 or 8 green candles in a row. My word. Yeah, Tara, how do we feel about the Bank of Japan tonight? That is a very interesting situation. So if the Bank of Japan, you know, they might hike rates a little bit higher. Obviously, that would stoke a lot of fear into the market. But we had that good inflation data today. You know, SPY is moving higher. And plus, this Bank of Japan stuff is expected. Like, they're expected to raise it 0.25% on their short-term policy rate. So if they're expected to do it, the market's already moving up into this, even though it's expected. So, I don't know. It's interesting, right? It gets you thinking. It gets you thinking for sure. Did the market already price this in? Is that why we saw, you know, some shakiness with SPY maybe the past few trading days? I know a lot of people were attributing yesterday's downside move to the carry trade. But today, of course, you know, we're seeing a big difference. SoFi has been real choppy with huge swings. Do you have any ideas on how you'd play it? Let's see, choppy with huge swings. Yesterday was pretty directional to the downside. Yeah, I see what you mean. A lot of weird chop. A lot of fluctuation with this one. Intraday today, it's really hard to keep playing it up because it's running into major resistance. So I lean more towards not doing that. Yeah, I guess I lean more towards not there. Never do out of fear, but always regret it. You always want to buy puts on SoFi? It's getting pretty high today. It is hitting resistance too. 91 votes in the poll, guys. 9 more votes. Let's get it. 9 more to hit 100. That's all we need. Let's go. Vote it up. Banks in the short term, not the best. Looking at the daily chart, JP Morgan just hit resistance recently, slowing down a ton. Man, what a morning, though. Seeing banks slow up. You know what we haven't checked on yet today, though, is gold and silver. SPY's consolidating a bit. How's gold actually down 0.2%? SLV down 1.6%. Wow, here's the daily chart. Wow, that is a big pullback there, SLV. GLD attempting to move higher here, $400. Man, it's sitting right at this high. It would be sick to see GLD break to a new all-time high here soon, and it looks like it just might as well. Come on, guys, 7 votes. 7 votes from 100. I know 7 of you can get in there. If you don't, I'm sending Greta to your house this time.
How dare you!
Cup and handle forming, Nathan said. Was that SoFi? Kind of forming a cup. I don't know if that's the one you meant, but kind of did look like that. Do it, Coconut. Maybe that'll be what people need. That would be hilarious. All right, like to see this comeback, though, with the market looking good. It's been a nice Santa rally day. Kicking off the rally, potentially. Setting the tone into the end of the year. Let's go check those Kalshi odds now again. Hey, there we go. Still 71%. Oh, I thought it would have been a little lower, but guess it is what it is. Been a 7% shift closer towards cut. It's not for sure yet, but nothing's for sure, of course. You guys know that. Kalshi odds. They actually just went up a little bit. Up to 72% for a second. Funny enough, SPY's really trying to hold above 680 here. Okay, just delete something. PSKY or Paramount. Paramount Skydance. 1.3%. PARA. Probably changed their ticker a while ago. I think it used to be PARA, but yeah, PSKY now. After the merger, it looks like. Pullback down 13 to 13.22. The stock had peaked out back in October. Is now pulled back 36%. Pretty big pullback there. How's Intel on their pullback? I've been eyeing them up a little bit as well. Interesting. Disney's making a comeback off that recent dip. They bounced off 100 and have been starting to uptrend back. They're still under key resistance though, so they're still in this lower zone and lower range, so they're gonna have to really break through that to, you know, get more bullish price action, more bullish structure coming through. SPY sitting at 680 right now. How's Michael Burry doing? I wonder, actually. I don't know. Good old Michael Burry. Remember, he's shutting down Scion, right? Isn't that what he's doing? I thought that was pretty funny. Tesla could have pushed 490. Yeah. Yeah, I think it could push 490, maybe even more. Yeah, it's very close today. I mean, gosh, it's already almost there. You might as well say it's at 480 right now. Man, Tesla, that's a good jump. 490 coming up. Big time. 4.6%. Wow, what a move. Just buy a Model S, or just had a Model S fly by me, easily going over 100. Must be a bullish sign. There comes 490. I mean, it's within like 50 cents now already. Your $489 million has been deposited into your account. You're welcome, Dr. Burry. That'd be funny if it comes out like an AI bubble crash happens soon, and then it comes out Burry had like $1 trillion made or something. That would be pretty weird. Look at the projections for this fantasy. Let's see. Are we like dead nuts even or something? I haven't switched my people, but... Oh, a difference of 0.03? I still can't believe I didn't make the playoffs. I'm kind of pissed. Let me switch my people around really quick. Let's see. I have 3 questionables, too. Man, if Tucker Kraft didn't get hurt this year, I think we would have had a lot better chance. Damn it, Kraft. Tesla's doing so good. Yeah, it is, Steve. One of the stocks of the day, I'd say. Up 4.7%. It might make a new all-time high today with how it's moving. It's not very far off, considering that it's jumped up 12 points pretty much from the low of the day. It's ran up 16 to 17 points. Excuse me. That would be pretty sus, Mason. But hey, I guess they got there fair and square, right? Mando versus Ryan. S-Bucks going up, baby. Let's see. SBUX. Man, Starbucks is on fire. 6%. Is there like some news with Starbucks? Because that's a pretty big move for them. I don't really see too much here. Man, 6% is insane. Look at it coming up off this dip here too. Wow, Starbucks. That's what we want. That's what we want. Pumpkin spice, oh yeah. AMZN, there we go. Up $7 today. 3.45%. To 11.50. Boom. That was a good support bounce recently. Yeah, Amazon's starting to point in the right direction. Almost looks pretty good for a possible swing play with some options of the upside for the next week or so. I'm not saying that they need to expire in a week. I'm saying you'd hold for a week. You'd probably want them to expire in like a month or something. Brain says Oklo just can't catch a break. OKLO. Oklo. Big pullback here, 75 bucks coming up. Yeah, Oklo's kind of just so weak in the short term. It was a downside move from yesterday, but never re-broke below the lows at all. Wow. This is good moves, though, by the SPY. Love to see it. They had their Aurora design approved. Oklo did. GLD. Wow, is it moving now? Hey, GLD. Broke past 400. Is this an all-time high? Oh, not quite yet, but it's almost there. What is the all-time high? 403.60? Maybe there's a different... Yeah, like 403.30 it looks like. There we go. Yeah, like 403.30 is like the all-time high, so getting there. Gold just started popping out of nowhere. I mean, it was moving pretty well today, but now it got some real momentum coming through. Brain's up almost 8% on it. Boom. The market closed on Christmas Eve. It is a half day, I believe. Let me double check. I'll probably be live that day. I'll be live because it'll just be in the morning, but let's go triple check. Should be. Yeah, I closed. So an early close at 1 p.m. on Wednesday, and then the markets closed Thursday, and then the markets open Friday. So a bit weird, kind of dumb, honestly. I hate how they do that stupid crap, but they should just do all the days off. But whatever. New Year's Day, we have Wednesday, January 1st. But yeah, I'll be live on the 24th and the 26th. Yeah, but yeah, it's just an early close, Elite. What do you think about MU tomorrow? Continuation up or pullback? Good old Micron. It pulled back pretty hard intraday today, but I'm going to go with continuation back up. Micron had that big gap up today. Tough to make that exact call on a day-by-day basis, but I'm definitely looking for more of a pop up as the Santa rally continues. But alrighty, guys. Yeah, this is a very interesting situation here today. We're seeing a lot of good bullish price action. I hope that everybody has a fantastic rest of the day. SPY's holding well above 679, 680. We're going to call the stream here. I hope that everybody has a great rest of the day. Hope to talk to you later. Hope to see everybody in the Discord. We got 107 votes in the poll today. Nice to see that. Everybody voted for Santa Rally continuing. It's a pretty good poll there, 107, like it. All right, have a great one. You too, Jake. Yeah, sure, Johnny, here you go. Let me throw out the link really quick. Let me get it really fast. Here you go. This is the link for the custom stock algorithm, Johnny. It's on TradingView. Whenever you sign up, there will be instructions that you need to follow in order to link your account, but you'll be all set and good to go. Appreciate that, Johnny. Alrighty, guys. Have a great one. I'll talk to you later. Go crush it.